welcome back to my channel. This is video number 2. I have just done a review video on my yellow rose. If you are interested in that, then I will link the video to this video so you can have a look. But today is a video that I haven't actually done for a long time. This is a Organise with me video. Absolutely, excuse me, absolutely love doing those videos. However, because I've had quite a few diamond paintings on the go lately, I haven't actually wanted to start any new. But I have now completed the yellow rose, and I have completed the first panel for this 5-panel painting that I'm doing. So I have decided that I will bring you all along and we will do a Organise with me and a chat and things like that. Haven't done that for a long time, so I am looking forward to that. But this is panel 1 and 5. I think the first panel I did, which was the bigger one, which was 3. So you've got 1, 2, yeah, the bigger one is 3, 4 and 5. So 1 and 5 and 2 and 4 are the same size, and then you've got the big one in the middle. So I'm a little bit worried about this one. The first panel I ran out of diamonds, and these drills, which are here, I mean, I don't really have a huge amount. Let me just take them out there. They are supposed to go for, these are supposed to be for 2 diamond paintings. Now, like, as you can see there, I mean, that isn't, oops, I've dropped them all down the back. That isn't a huge amount because I have got that one and that one. Oh, hang on. It'd be good if I got it in the frame, wouldn't it? So those 2 diamond paintings, I have got to basically put those drills, and I don't feel like, this is the size of it, I don't feel like that is enough drills. I mean, I counted the bag and it said that that was what there was. So I'm just gonna have to roll with it. So the first one is L, that one there, and then the second one is E, and I'm not too sure which one I want to go for really. I think L probably looks a little bit more interesting because you've got a flower in the corner. I'll show you here. So you've got half a daisy by the looks of it, and then you've got sort of, you know, the red letter, and then some sort of shading in different colours here. So I'm not sure which one I'll do first. I think I might do the L because it's panel number 1. But I'm already really concerned and scared that I'm not going to have enough drills. And I did buy this diamond painting with actually another one from Dispaint about a year and a half ago. So trying to get hold of drills is probably going to be difficult, to say the least. However, I am just going to see how we go. As per usual, I will be working with, I don't even know what is on that. I think I spilt something on the top of that. So, do you know what? I'm going to show you this one instead. I have got my boxes ready. Unfortunately, some of these boxes have got the, I don't know if you see the numbers on them. I use DMC, like sticky DMC numbers. There we go. So that's like 970, and I always find that it's just a lot, it looks a lot more organised and tidy if I put the stickers on rather than actually writing them on. Although my writing is pretty neat, it's just easier to stick them down, isn't it? But today I have been working through one of my tubs, which is this one, because I have just been taking off all of the past DMC numbers, the stickers, and the you know, the stuck on symbols, so that I can reuse this box. Now, ordinarily I wouldn't have bothered with that. I would just make sure that I can match up with the DMC numbers to the drills that I've got. However, a lot of my drills are still in use with these drill numbers for other paintings, so I haven't got like a spare 672, for example. So what I've done is I've had to go through and like pull off all the stickers, which has just been a waste really of stickers, but it is what it is. So I am going to reposition you so you are looking downwards, and I'm going to try and get this video done before I need to go to do my horse. I don't know, it's getting quite dark, but we're going to be okay. We'll be okay. So I might not actually put you through all of this, every single one. I think I've got 33 numbers, colours should I say, but we will see how it goes, and I hope you like it. So I'm just gonna sort of reorganize you so you're facing downwards and you can see what I'm doing from a bird's eye view. So give me 2 secs. Right, everyone, I hope you can see what I can see. So I have got my box and I've got another one just to the sides. I've got my drills, I have got the sheets which I'm working off. I will use the blue tack to put the symbols, which are here, onto the boxes, and then I have got my blue tack in order to stick them on, and then I've got my DMC numbers, which I hope, because I've used these for something else as well, I hope that I've got the right number. If not, I can always refer to, I've got another couple of packs of these, so we will go from there, but I'm sure we'll be fine. So the first thing I do, I'm actually probably just going to work from top to bottom. So, oh dear, right, let me move these out of the way. Okay, so the first one is 150. So, how are we going to do this? I have double checked that they are all there, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut this box out. So let's see if I can get you in here as well. I mean, there might be enough. I mean, it's going to be a gamble, isn't it? Okay, so I should have one bag of 150. Got one bag of them, got one bag of that, got one bag of that, I've got one bag of that, I've got one bag of those, I've got one bag of those. 646, got one bag of those, got one bag of those, and got one bag of those, and one bag of those. Right, okay, so I am just going to make sure that I've got my one bag separated from my ones that I've got a few on, just so I'm not actually spending time trying to look and search. So here's my 150. So 150 is, I'm not really sure how to do this. I don't know whether to, cut down these. Yeah, I think because I'm going to do them in order, I think I am just going to, so A, Q, yeah, so I'm just going to work my way down. Right, so get my funky blue tack. I had to buy some more because my other half has borrowed it and obviously not returned it and now lost it, which is so typical in our relationship. He just borrows so much of my stuff and then he just never returns it, and when I want it he just, oh, I don't know where it is. I'm like, grand, thank you very much. So stick that on there, and then stick that on there, and then 150. There's that one, and that goes there. So that's the first one done. So I don't know where you are. I think you're there actually. Can you see? I don't even know if you know what, I've changed my phone, and since I've changed my phone the I don't know what's going on with my zoom-in things, but it's just not very clear. See, it's really blurry still. I think it's because it's having a look at everything below, but if I try and raise it up, no, see, it's still not doing it. It's still really blurry, and I don't know why. It's just, my camera actually on my new phone is pretty shocking, but you know, it is what it is. I can't really do much about that. Okay, so that's the first one. The second one is Q, which is 300. Okay, a bit of blue tack. You only need like a tiny bit of blue tack, and then it will stick fine. But yeah, I've done the first panel with this one, and I must admit I'm not impressed. For one, the colours come out slightly different. It is has come out almost, I don't know, more of like a bluey colour than a greyy colour. So that's really annoyed me. So yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of very rapidly losing faith with Dispaint, I must admit. Like, the painting hasn't come out the right colour, and then, you know, I had drills missing. I mean, it wasn't even a big painting, so they I must admit, they do play very close to the wind with regards to the number of drills they give you. So like a lot of the other places, they'll give you like 200, 300 over. And so, for example, if you've got 1,976, for example, instead of giving you another, you know, 200 on top, they'll give you like 2,000 drills, which is like, you know, a spare of, you know, 20 or 30 drills, which isn't really a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I know that people don't need drills coming out of, you know, orifices, but it's always nice to know that you're not likely to run out, especially if they've got their calculations wrong of how many drills you need. So that, oh, hang on, that is 300. So where's my thing gone? There we are. 300. That's fine. Stick that one there. Put that in the wrong place, bear with. Oh my days, what is going on? Okay, that's that one. Right, the next one is W, which is 310s, which is the lovely blacks. So 310. I don't know if any of you have seen, I mean, it has just come out, to be fair, my last video, but I was talking about me being flooded out in Gloucester, which is where I live. We've got an amazing amount of water. I mean, I don't mean that in a positive way. It's just crazy how much water we've got in the fields and on the roads, and you know how deep the rivers are at the moment. But it's just been an absolute nightmare, and I live right in front of a river called the River Severn, and the last couple of days I've been totally flooded out, which has not been ideal. So it's been a real struggle to get to work. Well, work has been non-existent, really. Never not had any time for work. But yeah, so it's been a bit crazy. So I haven't really been able to do much. I mean, I have made headway with my big diamond painting. That is a really big one, and I'm getting, you know, quite far along on it. I reckon I've probably got another week or so of work, and then I'm kind of finished that one. But it is huge. I mean, it's so difficult to get on my desk. I just cannot wait until I can get like a craft office room, because I've got in my craft room, I'm going to put a dining room table, an extendable dining room table, because it just means that I've got it there for meetings, if I need to have meetings with staff or, you know, people like that. But I've also got it for, you know, me being able to put like massive diamond paintings on there and having a really good workspace. Because at the moment, my workspace is basically my bedroom, and I do hate that. But there's not much I can do about that until, you know, I can move out and get my own place and start building my life, basically. So I bought two paintings from Dispaint. They are both the same, but they're different colours. So they're both, I think they both say love. One is like a green colour and one's like a red colour. And they are nice, but I have found that the colour on this one is a little bit off. It should be more grey. The green one is more grey, but this one just doesn't seem to be more grey. It just seems to be more of a bluey colour, and that's not really the colour I went for, to be honest. So I am going to, you know what, I'm going to pop these on the floor and then I'm just going to pick them all up at the ends. Okay, so next one is 321. Okay, so 321. How many of those have I got? 4. I can't even see how many of those I had because I think I've taken the thing off now. But we will see. The containers are from Harbour Freight. Now, I think I have spoken to you guys about them a lot in past videos. But if you want, I can link them below in the description box. 321. But yeah, it's just... I did actually check this to check that all my drills were here. But this isn't a good start, is it? How many do I need of those 321? Hang on. Hang on. Right, 321. Oh, I've only got one bag, so they'll be around here somewhere. Okay. I'm not too sure what I've done with 321 at the moment. I seem to have misplaced it. 934, 921, 498, 921. Oh, here we go, 321. Okay. In hindsight, it does help to know how many jewels you've got, because then you know how many bags you're looking for. Right. $3.21. Yeah, like with this one, I feel like I, you know, have to really worry about the amount of drills that are going in the boxes. So normally, like if I missed 1 or 2 drills, you know, it doesn't really bother me. But their sales so close to the wind with the amount of drills they give you with this company that I can't afford to like lose any. So I'm being a bit more 498. I'm being a bit more careful. 498, I think, is a reddy colour. Oh, no, was that 9 or was that 6? Oh, what was a plunker? Okay, that's 6 because I've got 9 on there. That's fine. Right, that's already got something on it. 498. I think I might be okay with these stickers, you know. I'm hoping that it'll be fine. $498. Okie dokie. So anyway, if you didn't catch the cross stitching before, and I was talking about the flooding, I can just enlighten you a little bit now. I mean, I know a lot of people that do diamond painting don't particularly like cross stitch, so they won't watch the videos, which is fine. But anyway, so on, I think it was Friday, so on the Thursday, the river was starting to come up quite high. And at this point we didn't have any pumps, and I was really quite worried that we were gonna get flooded out again, because I get flooded out every single year. But you know what, it's just something we deal with. But on the other hand, it's just an absolute ball ache. The clear up process after is just crazy. So I was all prepared for being completely flooded out, and it did come into the house a little bit, but the tide wasn't as high then. We borrowed next door's pump. They have a pump that they lent us. He's got a few pumps actually, to get out of his garden. Even though his house is very elevated, it's elevated up quite high, so that he doesn't generally have, you know, a major issue with flooding. It tends to go in his garden and just doesn't touch his house. But you know, different story for us. And oh look, see, I haven't got a 550 on there. But so I woke up to, I didn't wake up to water in the house, but the way it was going, I felt like we were going to end up getting, you know, water in the house, oh gosh, quite quickly. So I was trying to desperately find out if anyone had, bear with, I've got loads of these things somewhere. I'm just going to try and see if I can find 550 with any of these. But the thing is, with all of what you find with all of my cross stitch whips is that, because I do bobbins, like bobbinate all of my thread, and then I put these on there, and you find that 550 with most, if not all of my projects, is a very well, it's a colour that you tend to always get, so I find it difficult. See, not one of these has got 550 because it's in use so much. God, look at the state of that. Ha! Yeah. Have I got any more? Okay. Another one here. Oh my days, I don't understand. I don't really want to go into another brand new pack if I can help it. I mean, now we're clutching at straws now. I mean, look at the state of these. I'm definitely not going to find a 550, am I, on any of these? No. Oh my god, how annoying is that? Okay, so that's the one we're using. I'm just going to put all these away. Oh, that is so annoying. So I'm going to have to write on that one. And I don't know if I've got... I did get some stickers from another thingy somewhere. They're like just stickers that you can stick on. Oh, hang on. No, I'm fine. Because the these have got stickers here, so I'll just have to improvise. Okay, 550, that's fine, that'll do. Yeah, so in all of my cross stitch projects, you can obviously see that there is a pattern with the colours that I like. 550 is a colour used a lot, so I don't tend to ever have that colour free. But hey ho. Right, okay, so the next one is 646, and I think that's just one colour. Okay, 646. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so about being flooded. So We woke up and the house wasn't flooded. I have had it where I've woken up to like water on the 4th stair in my living room, but this time we woke up to a dry house, which is always nice. But the pump that we had pumping the water out was just not cutting it. There was just too much coming out under the ground for it to be able to deal with it. So I knew that we were going to get flooded out. I just already knew it. So I was mentally preparing myself. And now if we get flooded out, the road where my car is parked, because I park it quite high, there is absolutely no chance that I'm able to get my car out. So I couldn't even do my horse. But I phoned up work, and you know what, they were great. Work were just brilliant. They said, look, you know, don't risk it. It's all of the roads were closed anyway, because every road had water, like, you know, 2 foot of water. So unless you were in a tractor or a heavy duty 4x4, there was no way that you were gonna, you know, be able to get out anyway. So I was kind of like mentally preparing myself to get flooded out. We ended up with about 2 inches in the house in the end, because that was quite a low tide. Although it sounds like a lot, it was actually a relatively low tide. However, the next day, because I knew that the tide was going from 8.6 to 9.3 metres, I decided to like ring around Maysmore, Turley, Asherworth and Hartbury, which is like the village group that I'm in, to see if anyone had any pumps. And this guy called Mark, oh my gosh, he saved the day. Absolutely phenomenal. He had 8 pumps. So I was thinking, oh, I don't need that many. He said, like, basically take them, you will need them. So we attached 5. 1 didn't work, but we attached 5. And you know what? He wasn't wrong. We had the 5 that we had going were the 5 heavy duty ones, so the ones that pumped out the most amount of water. And they were basically pumping out about 60,000 litres of water an hour, which is nothing to be sneezed at. I mean, that's an immense amount of water. But it was not cutting it. The like water in our garden was rising and rising and rising, and it was like every time, you know, an hour went, it would rise another, you know, centimetre, which doesn't sound like a lot, but you know, when you're dealing with, okay, we've got about 2 centimetres until it comes into the house, it's a nightmare. So when it is about a centimetre off our step, so where you've got the step to the door, when it's about a centimetre off that, then it's like a game over. It starts coming through the floor in my living room, my dining room and my kitchen then. So the water is just because we live in an 18th century cottage. Back then when these houses were built, they weren't built with brilliant foundations. So you just kind of like, it is basically a suck it and see to see if you're, you know, going to have any water damage. But we did, and it wasn't completely disastrous. Like I said, we only had a couple of inches. But then the next day, we had the low tide, which took it down a bit, but not much. And then we had the high tide, which I said was like 9.3 metres. And we ended up with like 4.5 inches in the house, which isn't horrific. Last year we didn't have any pumps, which meant that the water was it was about 3 steps up in our house. So it was just crazy. But because it was getting really close to the electric, well, it was almost hitting the electric box. And then obviously you can imagine if you've got water hitting the electric box, all of that water that is involved, connected to that electric box is now live. So it then becomes a very different situation, because if my cat was to put its paw in water that is completely live with electricity, then that's he would just be electrocuted and it'd be game over. So I was saying to my other half, we need to get out this house. So we did what we could to turn the electric off. By then we were too late. So this was last year when we woke up to the water like 4 stairs up. So managed to like turn the electric off before it hit the electric box. All the white goods were just floating around the kitchen. My fridge freezer was just floating around the kitchen, and it was just I mean, you couldn't write it. It was just unreal. So we phoned the fire brigade because outside of our house was 8 foot of water. My partner went out of the house in our fridge freezer. So he was just, using it as a boat. I mean, it was just hilarious. Well, it was hilarious, but it wasn't. If you were an onlooker, you'd find it really funny. But actually living through the experience is very different. And it was really lovely. We had one of our village neighbours, he said that we can, borrow their annex for as long as we wanted, which was really sweet of him. So we basically lived in an annex with my 2 cats who couldn't go out, who were driving us crazy for 2 whole weeks. In fact, in the end, what we ended up doing, because they were just going nuts, they're indoor-outdoor cats, so they come in at night, and you're generally out of choice, and then they go out in the day. And because they couldn't go out, it was a main road anyway, plus it wasn't where they normally live, so I didn't want to run the risk of them getting hit by a car, because I've already gone through that with one. He made a full recovery, but it was £4,500 vet bill and a month in Fitzpatrick's hospital. But I just didn't want to take that risk. So what we ended up doing when the river went down, but we were then having to try and sort out the aftermath of the state of the house, is I would take the cats down in the cattery. I mean, we are only talking about a mile down the road. We're not even talking, that far away. They are pretty close. But I would take the cats in their cat box, in the cattery. Did I say cattery? In their cat box. Drop them off at home. So just let them out. They would do what they wanted to do. They couldn't really go in the house anyway because it was full of water. They would stay out all day because they're happy doing that. They just chill. And then I would go down in the evening after I'd finished work and done my course and call them back, and they were always there waiting. And then I would pick them up, take them home, to where we were staying, give them food. They would stay in the night. They had their cat box, their litter box, and then I'd do the same thing the next day. And that seemed to kind of put them at bay for like all of the crying and panicking that they can't go out. But it did actually end up working quite well. But oh my god, anyone who's got cats that go from being outdoors. So for example, if you've got to take your cat to the vet the next day and your cat it doesn't actually go out, you are gonna end up keeping your cat indoors, aren't you? But those cat lovers, you know what a nightmare it is to try and keep a cat in that wants to go out. It's hard work. And we were getting no sleep. I swear it was like having a newborn baby in the house. I was going mad with all the meowing, the constant crying to go out. But they don't understand. However, they are sensible. They don't go near the road now. I felt completely confident knowing full well that if I dropped them off at home, that they would chill out at home, around the house, in the garden. When I say around the house, I mean around the back of the house. We've got loads of fields around the back of our house. And you know what, that's what they needed. So for their, I hate to use the word mental health, but it really was, and ours, I just took them down in the cat thing, and I just left them, and then we went back, and I went to work and whatever. But I didn't just drop them off. I did it on my day off. So the first time I did it was when I had a day off. I took them down, and then I was there for a bit. I stayed with them. I wanted to see what they would do. They would disappear behind the house, and then I would maybe like go next door for a coffee, and then come out, and then I would call them. And they just came running, both of them. They're brilliant. So I thought, okay, well, this obviously is something that we can do. They're sensible. I know that I'm always going to have them. They're never going to just run away or anything like that. So that's what we ended up doing, and they were a lot happier. But it was just a nightmare. And I can't find 780. Got 782, 729 and 778 are there. 3841, 5200. Oh, hang on, what are they? No, 386 something. That's 921. How many bags of these are there? 6 bags. Oh my days. Okay, so it's 819, 817, 782, 3861, 3865. I think I'm going mad unless they have fallen down somewhere. I have done that before though. I've just been I just do it and then end up going, oh, there it is. Right, 778 was the last one. Okay, what is 5? Because I've not even put that on there. Hang on, bear with. Oh, that was at 3 something, wasn't it? 321. I haven't put the what's it on. Hang on. I feel a bit all out of sorts now. I feel like I've lost one of these. That's so crazy. I don't understand where it's gone. I definitely had them. Oops. Because I checked when they all came in. I did check to see that I had all of the drills. But okay, let's just go with it. So 778. I'm gonna have to ignore 780 for a minute. There's 4 drill bags. Of course, the other thing is sometimes they're like different colours, aren't they? 778. Ah, you know what? Seven, 8. Put the wrong colour in. So they're 729. Okay. So 778. Are these ones? Yeah, that's right. So that's 778. Okay, so dun, dun. I think this is me talking. I'm not really concentrating. Right, and we're back in the room. So that's not 778 then, is it? That is 780. Right, 780. Where are you? There we go. What was I going to say? So yeah, so I would going back to my cats, I would just drop them off and then go to work or whatever, and then just call them. When they go out all day. They just tend to stay out all day. They just like being out. They're wanderers. They go for miles. We've got big fields behind our house, so you know, they love life. But you know what? Whenever I call them back, they come straight back. So it was just the happy medium. I got some sleep. My partner wasn't screaming at me to shut my cats up, and you know, they were happier. But anyway, so that was last year. We ended up staying out for 2 weeks. But this year, because we had the pumps, I think that it felt like the pumps kept them at bay, all the water, as much as it could. But hang on, 778. How many bags is that? 3. Okay. However, you know, it did end up going in the house, but nothing like it was last year. Last year was horrific. 782. But yeah, it's all right. I mean, the surreal thing was when I was in the kitchen cooking and I had like 4 inches of water around my feet. But the difference is because we could have the electrics on, because it wasn't anywhere near it was last year. We still had hot water, we still had heating, everything worked in the kitchen. I still had a kettle, I could make a cup of tea. And you know what, that makes all the difference. You can kind of deal with it, because then it's like, oh, my kitchen got flooded because my washing machine, you know, broke or whatever. So it is a little bit like that. You can deal with it emotionally. But it only really lasts for a couple of days, and then the tide goes down and goes out, and then, you know, you're okay. But it is just a nightmare. The cleanup after is horrible. Right, 782. I've been doing a lot of stitching lately, and it's kind of taken over a bit. But you know what? Today, or tonight when I've done this, I fancy actually doing some diamond painting. So what I might do is, I might just come home, have a shower after I've done my course, because no doubt I'll get filthy dirty, and maybe listen to an audiobook or something, because I do like listening to an audiobook while I do, you know, diamond painting. 817. 817. The cats didn't know what was going on though. It was just so strange. I mean, once the house started filling up, it was just like they were so perplexed about what was going on. And, you know, how do you explain to a cat that this is, you know, that this is kind of like, I know it's not normal, but this is like, it's okay. You know, they're not going to drown. One of my cats spent the whole time under the duvet because he just couldn't cope. He didn't know what was going on, and he was just panicking. So he spent the time like hiding, bless him. Oh my days, what is wrong with me? That's not 666, is it? You melon. Oh, dearie me. I know why I picked that one up, because I'm doing a stitching project at the moment that I'm using 817 and 666. And the two go kind of hand in hand with that project, so I think that's why I picked that one up. 817. I should be able to get all of these drills in these boxes, because there aren't a huge amount. I think I can get like, I've got a feeling I can get like 3,000 or 4,000 in these boxes. In some of my big diamond paintings, what I end up doing is I will fill the box, and then what I've got left, I'll just then put them in a Ziploc bag, and as and when I need to refill them, I refill. I'm doing an ornament stitch in time, which is like a small mini from Heaven and Earth Designs, and the colours in it are amazing. I mean, oh, I love colour. Anything that's vibrant with colour, just absolutely love it. It's definitely my happy place. We'll see how I go with these drills. I tell you what, if I if I run out of drills, I'm going to be so unhappy, so annoyed. I mean, they're not particularly expensive company, are they, Dispaint? However, you know, you don't, when you're paying the money to do a diamond painting, you don't expect to have something you can't complete. I'm feeling now like I should have had a cup of tea because my throat is getting really dry. Right, that's that one. Okay, 817. Got blocked on nose, sorry. 818. I don't know why, I find it really therapeutic doing this. And I actually really love watching people's videos, like Organise videos. I just, yeah, it's really, really therapeutic. I think I'm a bit of a sad bugger, really. 818. It's just, I think it's just because I'm really organised and I love watching other people be organised as well. I'm tidy, organised, and I love I love that in my life, and not to be like not regimented, that's a little bit over the top, but I do like, you know, everything in its place. I've got like boxes and containers for things, and I love, you know, jars and Tupperware boxes, you know, plastic boxes and things. Okay, 818. Then the next one is 819, which is number 7. Eight 1 9 is there we are, pink as well, different kind of pink. 819. Quite a few of these. So I've been watching The Walking Dead. It's something that I've got into that I wasn't really watching before. When it came out, you know, I seem to be like, you know, behind everyone. So Walking Dead came out, I hadn't seen it for years and years. It's been out for like ages now. And I'm on season 4, but oh my days. I mean, season 1 and 2 I thought were brilliant. But I'm getting really bored with season 3 and 4 because it's just the same old thing. It's like basically in a prison. And it's just, for me, it's just like trying to survive, and you know, the walkers come after them, this place, and then they get mixed up with these people there, and it's just but then it's back to the prison because that's kind of where they're living at the moment. And I don't know whether it's just me, but it just feels like it's really samey, and I'm getting so bored. But my other half was like, I didn't think he'd be into it, and he thought it was going to be rubbish anyway, but he's watching it as well, and he's actually on season, what season is he on? 8, 7 or 8. So he's well ahead of me. but he said it gets really good and to persevere with it, so that's what I'm doing at the moment. But other than that, I've been watching Bridgerton, which is fantastic, which is a British, I guess it's like an old period drama, you know, set sort of, I guess it's like Jane Austen-ish time. And it's really interesting. It's quite hot, raunchy, hot. But you know what? It's really, really good, and I've been really enjoying that. And what else have I been watching? So, oh, you know what? Don't take this the wrong way, because I'm not, well, okay, I am a little bit weird, but I have been watching Death Row, something it's on Amazon Prime called Death Row Stories, and it's about people that are wrongly convicted of crimes. And then they're put on death row, even though they didn't even do it. And it's about people that have got involved with the cases, and you know, they found new DNA and things like that. And I'm just absolutely flabbergasted how police, and it happens everywhere, but unfortunately I feel like because the USA is such a big country, I feel like it does probably happen more in the USA. How they get things so wrong. I mean, they can have someone, you know, go in and confess about doing something, and say, you know, they've got someone banged up, and someone can go and can walk into a police station and say, I did that crime, they didn't do it, they are innocent, and yet they have no interest in pursuing that at all. They are still interested only in the people that they've got going down for the murder or whatever it is. I mean, it's going to be murder, isn't it? If you're on death row, you've got to do something pretty serious to be put on death row. But it's, you know, this is people's lives that you're dealing with. It's not just, you know, life in prison and you can, you know, try and get an appeal to get out or whatever, or you might have to wait for 20 years until DNA evidence, you know, because 20-30 years ago you didn't have DNA profiling, did you, at all? So those people that, you know, can now be proved as innocent because the DNA that's tested that was found in that, I don't know, whatever the area, the crime scene, in the crime scene, is now been proven to it actually not being yours. I'm just shocked and almost a little bit like appalled how police can do that to people and have no like remorse. It's astounding. You know, death row is not a thing to laugh at. This is people being put to death. So when you're putting people to death, you have got to be pretty 150% sure that you are putting to death the right person. And it's just, I think that's the reason why the UK abolished death row, like death sentencing in I think it's the 1960s. Because, you know, you didn't have back then, you didn't have the technology and the science behind things that you've got now, and people were making mistakes. People were putting to death the wrong people, and it's one of those things, isn't it? It's crazy. But, you know, you get a lot of people that are freed because, you know, lawyers have come up and they've done pro bono work, so you've not had to sort of, you know, pay for it. And they have, you know, just spent all the time and effort and money trying to get you out of prison, off of death row. Excuse me. And they've done that, which is absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, I think it's things like that. It is everywhere, isn't it? I mean, I know that UK is just as bad for stuff like that. When they want to close a case, they're more interested in closing the case than they are getting the right person. But I think it's just, you know, it's a lot more. I don't know. It's just so much more important to get the facts right when you're dealing with someone's life. You know, it's not just life imprisonment, it's you're putting them to death. So yeah, it's a difficult one, isn't it? But I can't stop watching it because I'm so glad and pleased when people get, you know, released because they were wrongly convicted. It's really heartfelt. And, you know, some people are spending 20, 30 years on death row, and that's 20 or 30 years of their life that they're never going to get back. That's really sad, isn't it? Right, 844. Z844. But it is really interesting to watch, and it's on Amazon Prime. I did also watch a documentary about Broadmoor. Oh, now, I'm quite interested in psychology. Oh my days, that is not what I needed to happen. And it was like a psychiatric hospital. So you've got the likes of the Yorkshire Ripper that went to Broadmoor, and so they were arrested because they had murdered so many people. You've got Jack. I don't know if you've, obviously British people will know Jack the Ripper. He was someone who was around in like the 16, I think, when was it, 1800s, really, really early on. He was a murderer and used to murder women of the night, and he got away with it because back then you didn't have DNA profiling. In fact, I think, and even now, they don't know who he was. They have no idea who Jack the Ripper was. But then you had someone that was the Yorkshire Ripper who did exactly the same. I mean, he wasn't targeting a specific characteristic, but you know, he was still murdering people. And he was sentenced to life in prison, but he went to Broadmoor, which is a psychiatric hospital. And it's just so interesting to find out how differently people did things, you know, back way when you know, before all this science and technology came in, and, you know, before people realised that mental health was a thing, and you know, what's humane treatment, and what, you know, some of the treatments back then, like the electrotherapy and things, just really wasn't humane. But I just find it fascinating, and Broadmoor is still running today, but it's been going for hundreds of years. And so I watched that as well. I found that really fascinating. So 842, 844. Now I've got G there, and I don't know what number G is, because again, I've been talking. And I've been talking and I cannot find it. So I've got 150, 300, 310, 321, 498, 550. Excuse me. 646. Looks like that one's missing. 646. Yeah, I find it all fascinating. So I ended up watching that as well, which is brilliant. I am a bit sad, but I just love the history, you know, history about things. I think, you know, it's so important to learn history, because it's so important to not make the same mistakes that, you know, you did previously. So, you know, if you don't have an interest in history, then, you know, you can't move on from anything, can you? But yeah, I'm just fascinated with like prisons and things, which is why I love like Prison Break and, you know, all of those. So yeah, so I'm watching The Walking Dead at the moment, and I am watching I've just watched Bridgerton. I'm going through the death row stories on Amazon Prime, and I just watched that Broadmoor documentary. So I don't know what to. I'm really rapidly running out of things to watch on Netflix. So if anyone's got any ideas, please just ping me something in the comments box to give me an idea of what to watch on Netflix or Amazon Prime, because I'm always looking for something different, preferably long, you know, something that's long. That would be fab. You know, like, you know, 8 or 9 different seasons, you know, that sort of thing, rather than something that's short-lived. But what else am I watching at the moment? Oh, I'm watching Married at First Sight, Australia. Now, if you want drama, that gives you plenty of drama. It's absolutely brilliant. It's on every night in the UK on Channel 4, E4. And it's just like crazy, the amount of drama. Now, I don't know if anyone knows what it is. It's basically reality TV where you get couples that get married, but they only meet at the altar, so they don't even know who they're marrying, and they are put together scientifically. So, oh my God, I've done it again. Oh, what's wrong with me? They are put together scientifically so that they're supposed to be like completely matched in every way. So like chemistry wise and job wise and interests and things like that. And it's just really good. And the first week is they get married and they go on honeymoon. And then they go, and then you have to come back and they have like dinner, and then they have like a commitment ceremony where they decide whether they want to pursue for another week in that relationship with that person. And then they have another dinner party, and then they have another commitment ceremony. And then what happens is the week after that, the bride goes to the groom's house, and I guess she meets a family. And then that's that for a week. And then you have the same thing. The groom will go to the bride's house and the bride's family. And obviously you get a different side of them, don't you? Because although in the beginning they have been living with them, it's completely different, isn't it? When you're living in their space, you know, suddenly you've got their own space, their personal. Oh God, I don't know where I'm sat on a load of these as well. You've got, you know, their personal life, so you see how they live. You know, you can, you know, one thing is to know someone, but you don't really know them until you're in their personal area. So that's where like we are at the moment, and it's just fantastic. They have this at the commitment ceremony. If they both want to pursue, they say stay. If one wants to stay and one wants to leave, then they both have to stay and work on another week. And then if they obviously both want to leave, they put leave, and then they can both leave. But it's just it's fascinating, isn't it? How some couples just really work and have hit it off, and then, you know, other couples, the scientists, the experts have got it so wrong. And it's just been disastrous. 9:21. But yeah, so that's on weekdays, and it's really exciting. I love it. Right, are those 902s? Because I lost a few. I want to see how many I've got. 900. See, here we go. So 998. And they gave me 1,000 drills. And half of them... Oh, hang on. Or did they? Yeah. So I've got 5 bags of 200. So that's 1,000 drills. So they give you two more drills. Now, if you're a complete and utter wally, like I was, and you end up by accident spilling them on the table, that's not enough, is it? It's just, that's a ridiculous amount to give you. Two drills. I mean, it's a joke. So yeah, I'm not happy about that. I'm annoyed already. I'm annoyed at myself because it was like I didn't learn the first time. And now I'm going to have to pick them off the floor, because that might be a drill that I need. I mean, how sad is this? Honestly. I don't actually think that many went on the floor. I think it was only a few. But you know what? I've probably got this colour anyway. It's not a biggie. I've got so many drills. I can probably steal them from another one anyway. But it doesn't leave you much, does it? It just leaves you really short. Okay, 931 is that's one. 931. I think I'm probably going to have to leave it here in a minute because it's starting to get dark and I've got to go and do my horse. If I don't bring her in at a certain time, she brings herself in, she jumps the fence, she is a nightmare. She's an absolute nightmare. But, you know, that's her. Right, okay. So just going back to the drill thing, that, oh my God, that's really upset me. Like, really made me angry, not upset me, like cry upset me. Because, you know, when you put drills into the boxes and then you move them back into the little trays and then you move them back, you know, when you're doing that, you do occasionally lose one or two of them. And giving you 2 extra drills is not even funny. It's just, that's just an absolute, when they can just give you an extra packet, it's just, oh my days. I'm angry already. I don't even know. I don't even want to do this. I'm angry already. Feeling like there's no point because I've already lost a load of the drills on this diamond painting. It's just crazy. You know, they wouldn't give you sort of 100 or 50 more. You get 2. I'm just hoping that, you know, it averages more in here rather than being, you know, bang on 200 or less, even less. I mean, if you've got a couple of bags that haven't got 200 in there and your bags are, you know, 195 or 198, you're already down, aren't you? You're already down drills before you've even started. $3,033. Right, I'm probably going to have to make this one the last one because I probably bored you to death already. And I do need to go and get my horse in from the field. Because I haven't even done a stable yet. No, it's not even working. $3,033. I don't think I'll ever buy any paintings from Dispaint ever again. And if there are ever any paintings I like that, you know, that they do only, then I will make sure I get a copy of that picture and I will I'll get a custom done, because it really annoys me that they don't provide, you know, just a few more. I mean, thing is, you have lots of people that have got children that do this as well. And I'm not saying that there should be like 1,000 more drills, not at all. But, you know, accidents happen. People have got kids. And, you know, there are times where kids will just tip the drills upside down by mistake. And if your buffer is only 2 drills, that doesn't really bode well, does it, at all? Right, how many more have I got to do? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, I'm not going to get all this finished today before it's pitch black and my horse starts bringing herself in. So I'm going to leave this here. It's over an hour's video anyway, so I don't really want to bore you even more. But I hope you've enjoyed it. If you've got any questions, comments or anything, pop it in the comments box below. I will always come back to you. If you've got any questions, I will always answer your questions as well. But happy diamond painting. And I hope you have a lovely day. And I will speak to you soon. Cheers, guys. Bye.